Okay. All right. So it looks like I'm actually live on YouTube. You know, it's so funny. Earlier to just a few moments ago, and you guys, sorry, I might look like I've got yellow eyes and yellow teeth, but it's actually the background that I'm using here. So a few moments ago, I had uploaded my Wednesday night lives, and I hope you guys can hear me. I'm so sorry. You know, I always think I'm organized, and then I find out the last minute, my goodness, I'm not that organized, am I? But I had uploaded last week's Wednesday night lives because I got sick during the week. I just did not have enough energy to upload last week's Wednesday night lives. I have not even gone through them to designate the timestamps for each individual sign. I did all 12 signs I did romance readings for last Wednesday. I might do the same tonight. I'm not sure. I might just do a regular reading. I'm not sure. I'm going to see how I'm going to play this tonight. So I'm not sure if you guys are used to my Wednesday night lives and how I do stuff. Sorry about this jumping. What I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to open up astro.com right now, and I'm going to find out where the planets are in the night sky. Like, where are the planets? Right? Where are they? Because inquiring minds really do want to know. So I'm going to actually go and check that out, find out where these planets are, and then we're going to talk about it. So right now, the moon. Hey, we're right on the new moon. The timing. Ah, the heavens have opened. I can't believe the timing of this. This is incredible. I swear I did not plan it. I did not. I did not plan it. Although somewhere I think I knew it was happening late, like 7 to 8 or something like that. So right now, the sun is at 3 degrees of Taurus and the moon is at 3 degrees of Taurus. We got a new moon in Taurus, y'all. Mm-hmm. So the question is, where is 3 degrees of Taurus in your chart? Mm, yeah, that's what we were going to talk about, right? Where 3 degrees of Taurus falls in your charts. That's what I wanted to find out. So I'm gonna do something right here really quick. I can do that. I can do that really quick. Hold on. I swear I did this already, but you know what? I'm gonna do it again because, well, that's just the way I am. So let's see. We've got Taurus. Of course, it's in your first house. Gemini, it would be in your 12th, right? And then Cancer, it would be in your 11th. And Leo, it would be in your 10th. You know, I've made some videos on this already, you guys, especially Leo. I've talked about, well, Cancer too. I talked about Cancer and their luck and Leo and their career. That's going to be big for some of you guys. Virgo, it'll be in the 9th. Virgo's dealing with issues that involve legalities. Let's see, we've got Libra. It will be occurring in the 8th house for Libra. And for Scorpio, of course, we're talking about it occurring in their 7th house. Relationship, Scorpio. Let's see here. Sagittarius, it's going to be happening in your 6th house. We're dealing with work here, Saggy. Yeah. Work and health. Capricorn, it's happening in the 5th house. It's all about love. Capricorns. Oh, we got to talk tonight. Okay, so let's see. Aquarius. Aquarius, it's happening in your 4th house. This is all about home and family. Let's see here. Pisces. Pisces. 3rd house. It's about communicating. Aries. Well, it's happening in your second house, right? So, okay, Aries, it's going to be about money for you guys because it's happening in your second house. So we're going to go through this a little bit at a time. But before we get to what I'm going to do with the cards or readings or whatever it is I'm about to do for each of you signs, I just want to mention that, you know, it's a new moon in Taurus. So we're dealing with issues that have to deal with, like, I always say, well, sensitivities. Tauruses are a lot more sensitive than people give them credit for. They always talk about sensuality because Tauruses are sensual, but sensitivity too. They are very stubborn, very stubborn. Lots of opinions, but very stubborn and unwilling to talk about said opinions. I should know, not only do I have a Taurus moon, but I was married to a man with a Taurus sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. I kid you not. And you're right. When Uranus hit his Mars, he went off the deep end, and I've never seen the man or heard his voice ever again. I kid you not. So Tauruses are a very unique characters. When I say they're stubborn, I mean they're stubborn. So, you know, if they get their mind set on something, well, if it's to the positive, well, that thing is positive to them. If it's to the negative, that thing is negative to them. And their minds never change. It's a very strange thing. I've never seen anything like it, and I never want to see anything like it again. You know, the whole thing about being in love, right, or getting married or anything like that is the ability to compromise, to talk things out, to communicate. And if you're with a Taurus, those kind of things just don't happen. I'm not saying all Tauruses, but definitely the one I was with the stellium, just no compromise whatsoever. So be aware of these things. There's certain things that I think might crop up. I think we've already seen the worst of, well, not the worst, but we've seen how bad Taurus it can get with Taurus when we had to deal with the Venus in Taurus situation, and we saw the greed in America. Well, the world really, right? People began to hoard things for themselves. The fear of poverty, the fear of being without, the fear of hunger, greed set in. The Taurus factor set in. Taurus and Venus set in. And people just start buying up what they could. I mean, I have my moon in Taurus, and I admit I did it too. I mean, I didn't go rushing out and buy up all the toilet paper, but I got myself a cold 30 rolls. I did. I won't lie. I did it before other people did it, though. I always buy a big thing of toilet paper, but it was just the idea that it had gotten so bad that, it caused a pandemic for a lot of people. That just no food, no toilet paper, no anything, because nothing was left over for the next person. Even now, and I wonder about water. Luckily, my kids, they've got lots of water, but it's one of those things that, you get concerned about. Like, are you going to have enough water? Are you going to have enough food? Are you going to have enough toilet paper? Things like that, right? So these are Taurus concerns. It's very earthy. Taurus is a earth sign. It deals with the earth matters of the world. We're talking about things like food and shelter and your life. I mean, we're the basics of basic living. I mean, Taurus it's an earth sign. It's as basic and pragmatic as you can possibly get. I mean, other than Capricorn. The only thing I think, when I think, though, that differs Taurus from Capricorn, one, Taurus is extremely stubborn. And I hate to say this, Taurus, but lazy. The other thing is that the concern with food is real. I mean, I went right back to this. The concern with food is real with Taurus. I once read a book and they said the symbol for a Taurus moon was a baked potato. And I can relate to that. I have a Taurus moon, so I can relate to this. And it's in the fourth house, right? So food and shelter and all of that. And I think you're going to see a lot of that issue over the next few weeks crop up for people. Food, shelter, toilet paper, water, comfort, maybe even relationships, passion and sensuality. I I said something in one of my videos a week ago, which was, in 10 months we're going to have a new explosion of life. I believe so. I believe, unless people expire, there's a lot of hooking up. Just saying, of hooking up going on, because people are hooking up together. I mean, either that or spend your time alone. So there's a lot of that going on, and of course babies are going to be made as a result of that. So that's what I foresee. And I think of Taurus, when I think of things like families and childbirth and things. And a lot of people just think about possessions, like the stuff we own, the stuff. Tauruses are known for the toys. Okay, so money might become a major factor for a lot of people. A lot of people might start talking about money, what they have, their swag, whatever. That might be a concern. You might see some people who are losing that, like they had all of that. They had the swag, they had the money, they whatnot, and they might start, might hearing things about people not having that any longer, or the lifestyle change, because there's going to be a lifestyle shift, I think, for a lot of people. What I fear most is greed. Greed and avarice, like greed to the point where, like, it's cruelty. Like, I how can I explain this? I joked about it, like people shouldn't act like Ernest Borgnine from the Poseidon Adventure. I don't know if anyone ever saw the original Poseidon Adventure, but I swear he had to be either most likely a Taurus moon, or someone like that. He just, his own comfort and survival or whatever took precedence over everyone else's lives, and a lot of complaining about everyone, what shouldn't share this and don't share that, and that whole mindset that I think is very Taurus. And we experienced a little bit with Taurus and Venus, but I think over the next 2 weeks, with this Sun Moon conjunction in Taurus, wow, I think we're really going to see it. We're going to see the greed. We're going to probably see the greed, be able to name the greedy people. Like, and it could be an increase in money, because I mean, Taurus is money. It's a money house, rules a money house. So you could see an increase in money, people, doing that. But you could see hoarding, and selfishness is a big word. Sorry, Taurus. It is one of the words, right, for Taurus. So we can experience or see, or there probably is going to be an increase in selfishness. Just be aware of it. It's just part of it. It's part of what goes on. So I thought I would mention that. You guys, this is what I'm going to do. And I know this drives people crazy, but for the longest time, I used to come and I would go onto Facebook and I would do my Wednesday night lives and my Saturday night lives from my computer in my living room. And I would have all this little Zoom background and whatnot. And I did that. And I love doing that. I love being here in the living room and doing all that. But I discovered over the last couple of weeks, when I go and do the lives at the kitchen table, you guys seem to watch those more. I think you guys just like the live. I think you like me doing the tarot. So I don't mind doing the cards. I like doing cards. Remember, I am an astrologer, so I do like to come a few times a week and actually have the conversation about the astrology. Just know that. So I will do readings after we finish discussing astrology. if that makes sense. Okay. So we were talking about the sun and moon at 3 degrees of Taurus. Okay. They are conjunct right now. Mercury's at 20 degrees of Aries, 20 degrees of Aries. And the funny thing is it's almost at 21 degrees because it's 20 degrees, 40 minutes, something like that. So it's actually really close, not quite, depending on the situation, right? And where it is. It's pretty much making a square to that Pluto in Capricorn, which is almost at 25 degrees, but not quite. So yeah, it's just about, not quite, almost though. So be aware of that, that square from Mercury and Pluto. You know, Mercury's communication, Pluto is like power plays. So there could be some power plays with communication issues. Just be aware of that, like, you know, what we're saying and what we're talking about. There could be some power plays behind that. Be aware of it. I think this is something that might crop up because Venus is in Gemini right now at 14 degrees, almost 15 degrees, and Mars is at 16 degrees of Aquarius. So Venus and Mars are trine. That's actually positive. And Mars is actually making a positive aspect to that Mercury in Aries. So I think Venus and Mars trine like that is really good. Most likely for air signs and most likely for love relationships. I really think so. Okay. The only thing I would say with Gemini, with this all happening in their 12th house, is just to be aware that one, you're not having an affair. Don't be cheating, Gemini. Geminis love to cheat. Always try to have more than one. I hope you're on the up and up. I'm just saying, I don't know why I see it. I had to say it. I'm going to get to your reading in a minute, Gem, but I had to say that. I just felt that in my heart. And I got my progressed moon in Gemini. So I know what I'm talking about. Don't be trying to stack people. Live from your heart right now, people. If anything, I think with the sun and moon in Taurus, you know, that's nature. That's getting down to the foundation, the basics. Live from your hearts. Serious. Jupiter is at 26 degrees of Capricorn, and that is, in my opinion, still technically conjunct that Pluto at almost 25 degrees of Capricorn. So, you know, Jupiter and Pluto, there's a lot of expansiveness in Capricorn right now. And a lot of Capricorns are like larger than life. Or I think some Capricorns could really blow up right now. Like, I'm not saying, hopefully not literally, but I'm saying like, it's power. That's power. And that's luck with power. You know, I think I would just stop for a minute to thank all of my new subscribers and, you know, whatever's happening with me as a double Capricorn. Thank you. Thank you all. Really, I kid you not. This is amazing. So there, for some Capricorns out there, I think there might really be a lot of power coming their way, and in a very pleasant way. It's, you know, Jupiter, okay? We're talking Jupiter in the first house. It only happens every 12 years anyway. And Pluto sitting in our first house happens, what, like every 240 something years? Look, you guys, let's not waste whatever this amazing opportunity is, Capricorns. If you're a Capricorn, or you got a Capricorn moon, or you got a Capricorn rising, just know that this is something that you're not going to experience again for the rest of your life. Okay, so grab it, whatever it is. And I think some of you Caps might feel that, like instinctively, like, oh my gosh, there's something big that I'm supposed to be a part of, especially when it comes to things involving business or your career or your actual business that you have. Okay, so grab a hold of that. It's magic, you guys. It really is. It's magic. Neptune is at 19 degrees. It's still there. It's going kind of slow, so it's not really making much of a big splash. The only thing that really worries me is that Venus is almost at 15 degrees. So Venus is about to make a square with that Neptune very shortly. And I think once it catches up and squares it, I think we're all going to feel that in a really ugly way. Neptune tends to rule things like lies and deception and deceit and just pulling the wool over someone's eyes. And I think when, we're talking Venus, I really feel like because Venus is going to retrograde soon. I don't know how many of you know this. Venus is about to retrograde. So look, I just am, be aware, you guys, that there could be some deception and like someone could be playing somebody. I just sense that, someone's using someone probably for narcissistic supply, not even serious about the relationship. So be aware of that, because when that Venus squares that Neptune, my goodness, it's not going to be pretty. And I sense a lot of tears coming, a lot, really. So Saturn is square the sun and moon right now, you guys. So you might feel like your work is at odds, or wherever that 1 degree of Sagittarius is for you. For me, it's sitting on my Mercury. I tried to go live in Facebook, didn't happen. I've got all kind of issues going on with my background right now, and even while I talk. I'm going to record my lives, I think, the reading separately. But be aware that communication could be an issue for some, well, at least for me, because it's on my Mercury. But wherever that Saturn is for you, if there's any planets near it, just be aware what those planets are, what house it's in. Saturn is pretty heavy wherever it is. So, it carries weight wherever it is. The aspects that occur carries weight. For me, I know it's my 3rd house and myself. I said my throat suddenly got really, really dry. Sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh. So, wow, I really got really dry there. That was so weird. Okay, so we've got Uranus at 6 degrees of Taurus. That is going to conjunct the sun and moon soon. That's going to be weird because the moon's about to conjunct Uranus. Something really strange might happen. Something really strange might happen with communication for some, well, at least for me, I keep saying that, but wherever this Taurus is, between 3 and 6 or 7 degrees, look in your chart, find out where it is. That's where it's all happening right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 degrees of Taurus. Those are all being highlighted right now. Definitely find out where it is in your chart. If you don't know about your horoscope chart, if you don't know where your planetary placements are, if you don't know about where your houses are and the degrees, reach out to me as an astrologer. That's what I do. I help people to know their charts, to feel more at ease with their charts, to gain understanding of their charts. And I would love to do that with you. And you can find out more by reaching out to me at astrologyalookinside.com. That's astrologyalookinside.com. The whole entire website is just, lots of hidden gems there. But you can order either on the order page. There's a drop down, a couple of our top order readings are there, and a donation button if you want to donate. And or you can go to our shop, and then you can look at our specialty readings there. We have several, and the prices range anywhere from, I think, $15 up to $100. So definitely go check it out, see what we've got there, and see how we can help you to learn more about your horoscope chart and learn more about what's going on in your life. If you're interested about your future, I do solar return charts, I do relocation charts, I do future prediction readings. In fact, the future prediction reading is our #1 selling horoscope reading. So I do hope you stop by astrologyalookinside.com/shop and order your astrology reading today. Now, you guys, those who like or want to do a tarot reading, I will do that after the show. But for now, I'm going to just go through, because as you saw in the beginning, I went through and I listed each of these, the signs, and I just, decided figured out where they were falling, what house they were falling in, and what that meant. So I might even do something fancy, something good and different for you guys, because I haven't done it in a while, which is do an intuitive card pull. I can do that. Literally, I close my eyes and I point, I get the card that Divine Spirit points me to for you. So let's do that. I'm going to do that for each card as I discuss where the planets are. So we're going to start with Taurus, since we've got a Taurus Sun and Taurus Moon situation going. And I almost want to start over, but I'm not. I need to get more hot water. So you guys, I hate when I have to do this, but I have to get hot water going. So as you saw, my throat. So I'm going to pause the actual recording, and I'll be right back in about, I would say, 30 seconds, because I have to also run to the ladies' room. So we're taking a break. When we come back, I'm going to actually start the readings. If anyone has questions, type it in so I can get it together before I get the readings, before I get to it. So you got a couple of minutes that you can do that. I'm going to go and I'll be right back. I'm going to put on some music. Let me start with my recording. So I am back, you guys. So before I move on to going to each individual sign, I thought about something else I wanted to do before I do that. Oh, and my throat is really itchy. So bear with me, you guys. I got to drink this. So I was thinking about it when I was out getting this water. Made some green tea. And I thought, oh, I know what I need to do. I need to look up where 3 degrees of Taurus is in my Sabian symbol book and find out what it has to tell us about 3 degrees of Taurus. And yeah, so let's look at it. 3 degrees of Taurus. Steps to a lawn blooming with clover. Again, steps up to a lawn blooming with clover. Excuse me. Steps up. So it's like steps. Is it the steps that we're talking about? Steps up to a lawn? Or the lawn itself with the clover? But it seems to be climbing or walking upward since it steps up, right, to the lawn. This is the symbol of the indomitable reaching of the human spirit on the side of a possible and profitable cooperation with the natural universe. The way the yellow hit my eye was hilarious just then. Natural cooperation with a profitable cooperation with the natural universe. That's what they're saying here. And of man's intuition of divine reality as he entrenches himself in beauty and order. There is restraint in act as a contribution of self-realization, but yet a steady questioning for all worthwhile fruits of living. Here, the upward vision is held completely in leash. The key word is hopefulness. I love that the key word is hopefulness. Because if there's anything that we need right now, it's hopefulness. That's beautiful. When positive, the degree is a creative optimism brought to embrace every facet of everyday striving. And when negative, an unwarranted self-indulgence and a disregard of all practical reality through a concern over the phantasmal and impossible. So I thought that it's interesting to look at where it would be, you know, the opposite, which is Scorpio at 3 degrees. If you're someone who has Scorpio at 3 degrees, you're being directly affected right now. But the key word for the Sabian symbol for 3 degrees of Scorpio is helpfulness, house raising, like helping people with their house, maybe. I thought that was very interesting. Give me a second. This is really upsetting. I'm right in the middle of a live presentation. I have to call you back. So sorry. Okay. So anyway, just thought I would do that. So anyway, yeah, we're talking about, I'm just thinking if one was helpfulness, wait a minute, what was the other word? Hopefulness. You know, it's funny. So right now we're in the middle of hopefulness, being hopefulness. But the opposite is helpfulness. I think that's odd or strange or whatever. I love hopefulness and I love helpfulness. I think maybe if we practice hopefulness and helpfulness, we'll heal. Just thinking. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's look at these signs. Okay. So I've got all my little things here. I've got my crystals, got my little roots here. Got all kind of stuff. You know what I ran out of, and I'm mortified. I've been waiting now, and I almost want to run outside and go, "Are you here?" Like I feel like incomplete. I kid you not, you guys. I'm out of like my sage. I completely ran out of sage, and I ordered like pounds of it, and it's not here, and I'm beside myself. So we'll see. I also ordered a new little thingy-majiggy so that I can do my live readings on my phone and not on this contraption here. So hopefully we'll get that soon. So let's go ahead and talk about these signs really quickly. And like I said, I'll do my best to get actual readings to you guys, card readings to you as well. I'll do those separately, so this is not too long. Okay, so let's start with Taurus. Taurus. So the moon is happening in your first house, my friend. The new moon. This is going to be a time for you, Taurus, where you have 2 weeks to restart, reignite, and re-jump your life. You can start it from here. No matter what you've done all of 2019, 2020, this is your new moon season. It's the first one you've had since 2019. So you take advantage of it and you run with it, Taurus. Your word was hopefulness at 3 degrees of Taurus. So you're being told, Taurus, to have that, to have hopefulness, to believe, to have faith. If you don't have it, this is a darn good time to develop it, especially with everything going on in the world. Develop your faith. Develop your hopefulness. Hold on to that. And, like I said, avoid being Ernest Borgnine and the Poseidon Avenger. Be hopeful. Be hopeful. Don't, hold on to the belief that it's all going to be better, because I believe it will. I do. So, Taurus, it's happening in your first house. You've got something new available to you, something that you can make happen in your life, something new, exciting, growth of some kind with your body. Even you can repair your body, restore your body, re-energize your body, rejuvenate your body. If you've been sick, you might find that you percolate and bounce right back. That last new moon, like I said, was that Virgo new moon. A lot of Virgos were sick until the new moon. And like my daughter, and she bounced right back after that Virgo new moon. And I think the same is going to happen for Taurus. Okay, especially since your sun is there, you guys are going to feel re-energized. re-energized. And in your case, you know, the sun and the moon is there. It's just amazing, you guys. You got a really amazing moment happening. It's all percolating for you, Taurus. So I hope that you take advantage of that. I hope you have that hopefulness in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit, that you're exercising that hopefulness in every single thing that you do every single day. And hold on to that hope and don't let it go. At least not for the next few weeks, okay? All right. Many blessings to you. And, you know, if any of you Tauruses tell me that you've done something like, oh, my body rejuvenated, or, you know, something crazy, let me know, okay? Let me know. So, Gemini, this is happening in your 12th house. Taurus is in your 12th. And I had mentioned it or hinted at it earlier, but Gems, I don't know why I sense that some of you Gems might be doing something sneaky, underhanded. Gems kind of like doing sneaky, underhanded stuff anyway. I hate to say that, Gems, because you're such sweet people, but it's true. It's because a lot of you guys like to have more than one thing. So the urge to flirt is really high in Gems, and the urge to do things in private, skeletons in the closet, is going to be high right now. So, you know, I'm just warning you now, stay away from affairs. It'll bite you in the butt. Don't do it. I'm thinking, especially in the age of COVID-19, because, you know, the craziest thing about cheating now, cheating in the age of COVID-19 could be a death sentence. You realize that, right? Like, you're with one person. You and that person know you're safe because, well, you've been in it together, right? You've been hanging in there together. But you step out even one time with another person, and that person's got something because maybe they was with somebody. I'm telling you, watch the cheating, Gems. 12th house is not good. The other thing, because Gemini also rules like air and breath and lungs and talking and communicating, I would be really cautious about smoking, drinking, but smoking. I don't know why. I just got that. Like vaping. I don't know. I'm getting that vibe. No vaping, no smoking, whatever. Gems, try to cut down on that if you can. Okay. But yeah, definitely the affairs and juggling 2 and 3 and 4 people, especially if you're physically seeing them, then it's a danger. Okay. So don't do that. Cancer, this is happening in your 11th house. I had made a video, a tarot card reading for Cancer, and I'm excited for Cancer because the 11th house is an amazing house. It's a house of friendship. It's a house of clubs and groups and association and organizations and working with other people and getting to know other people and associate with other people and making like friends and going out in groups of people and that type of thing. It could also mean like online now because, you know, things are different. So it could be online friends. It could be online groups, online clubs, online dating even. I see that possibly happening for some Cancers. But your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, whatever it is, like we all have hopes, dreams, and wishes. We all have things that we want, right? In your case, Cancer, we're talking about it being highlighted for the next 2 weeks. So if you have to, sit down with a pen and paper, figure out what it is you really want. Like, forget that surface crap. Go for what you really want. What is your real hope, dream, and wish? The next 2 weeks, figure it out and pursue them. Okay? Good luck, Cancer. Next, we have the sign of Leo. And for Leo, it's happening in their 10th house. The 10th house rules, well, ambitions, it rules reputation, it rules your image, it rules the way other people think of you, it rules authority figures over you, it can rule your boss, it can indicate that you are the boss, It's just authority in general. It's your career. It's I always said if there was a eulogy, right? It's your eulogy. It's what people are saying about you. It's what they think about you, especially publicly. It's what they see publicly. And so Leos, that's what's really being affected right now for you, which is amazing because Leos love to shine. Leos are dramatic. They love being the center of attention. And I think with the emphasis on the 10th house, this is giving some Leos a time to shine, I think, in their careers and to make beautiful strides in their careers. If you use this time wisely, you might find that your career is better than it's been maybe ever. So I hope some Leos are taking advantage of that because I can see that. Now, Virgo, you guys have this new moon affecting your 9th house. And the 9th house, well, it could be travel. It could be education. It could be teaching or training. It's knowledge. It's giving knowledge, gaining knowledge, learning knowledge. It could also be spiritual. I see this being a spiritual time for some Virgos. Getting back to the God principle or whatever your philosophy is. Some Virgos may be readjusting or they might be coming up with a whole new philosophy. Like you're seeing life differently than you did before. It doesn't feel the same, look the same. It's not the same. So your philosophy on it, your take on it, your theory on it has changed or is changing or is in the midst of changing. Okay. So be aware of that. Don't let it shock you. One of the things that might happen, there might be some legal things maybe or law things that could pop up. Publications or legal, like big publications, you might find that you're published suddenly or something of that nature. There might be opportunity for travel, but it is the time of COVID. So I'm not thinking that's going to be the way it plays out. I really think it's going to be more like international publishing or legal or political or educational. Yeah, it could be just spiritual or religious because I think a lot of people, especially if you've been religious, for most of your life, Virgo, I can see Virgos getting back in touch with the God principle in their life, the spirituality of it all. I can see that. And in-laws could be also part of things too. 9th house also rules like your in-laws. So let's see, Libra. Libra, for some Libras, they're having a life-changing experience. I say this because it's happening in your 8th house, this new moon. And for some Libras, it's, it could be heavy. There's no getting around it. It could be heavy. It's 8th house is heavy. It's not an easy house, and you've got your, you've got this activated right now with this new moon and sun there. So I'm thinking like death. It's the house of death. I won't lie. It could be sex. I mean, it's also the house of sex and taxes. You could be just dealing with your sex and taxes. It's tax season. So I could see Libras dealing with that. Money in general, especially other people's money, like your partner's money or money that's owed to you. Some Libras might be really obsessing about getting their the stimulus check or their tax return or something of that nature where you're waiting for the money to come in like from somewhere. So I could see some Libras like waiting on the money. And especially if I'm not sure how it all works, how many stimulus checks you get, if it's, or whatnot, but just know you've got this happening, Libra. This is going to be an emphasis in your life, money. And it could be money that's owed to you. So be aware of that. It could be money from like life insurance policies, annuities, money that's owed to you from, like, say, child support or something, that kind of money. So, be aware of that. Some Libras might find that they feel like they have to talk with someone, like deep talk, like psychiatry or therapy, or, your astrologer here. Some Libras might feel like they have to reach out now and really just have someone to talk to like that. If you're a Libra and you're having an experience like that, I would love to have to help in whatever way I can. Keep in mind what I do is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not like a therapist or a professional psychiatrist or anything like that. So if you feel that you need something that heavy, that serious, well, this would be the month that you need to go out to get the actual therapists or help that you need in that way. If it's more of a spiritual or just needing someone to talk to, sometimes we just need someone to tell our secrets to. And if it's something more of that nature, then I'm here for you. Just know that, Libra. Okay. All right. Next, we've got the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio, this is happening in your 7th house. This is relationships. This is partnerships. This could be something going on between you and your significant other, if you got one. If you don't have one, since we're talking a new moon, I think some Scorpios are going to get the hookup. If you're a lucky Scorpio, because it's your 7th house, it's being activated. Some Scorpios are getting the hookup. They weren't with nobody, but they're going to be with somebody after 2 weeks. I'm just saying. That's what I believe. Okay. That's what I believe is going to go down for some Scorpio. And, let's just say if you are Scorpio and you're in a relationship and it may have been souring or not going right or whatever the situation, and use this time to get things back on track. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, Tauruses are sensual. Why do I got to do it? What is it? Bring out your red dress. What's that song? And your high heel. I want to make love to you. What's that song? It sure looks good on you. What's that song? What's that? Is that what's his name from New Edition? You remember Johnny Gill? Want to say my, you sure look good tonight. Right? We're talking about that. Getting back into the groove with the love thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, Scorpio. Just, pull out a bottle of wine, a nice video maybe. I don't know. I'm so fresh. I'm just saying, Scorpio, get your groove thing on. It's your relationship. It's the same thing for you, Libra, by the way. I don't know if I said that, but, 8th house is sex. But anyway, Scorpio, this is about, I think, partnership and establishing or reestablishing your partnership. I think we've all been through so much that maybe the love part, the sexy part, the sensual love you, the kissy part. It might have been hard to do. I mean, we might have lost touch with our partners. Because I can tell you, I've not had the mentality to even talk about love. For God, like my mind is, I'm so busy. It's like it's affecting us in weird ways. So take this opportunity when the sun and moon are in Taurus to get back to that sensuality in your relationship, Scorpio. Regain that love in your relationship. It needs to be there. I think if you've got that relationship, why not? Make it all, I keep hearing songs in my head. And I just heard that song. Make it like it was the way it used to be when I hungered for your touch constantly. Make it like it was. Or something. Oh, I used to love that song. Remember that Regina Bell? Scorpio, y'all got romance coming. I don't know why I've sensed that for you. That's what's in your future, I think, especially if you're with the right person. So, oh, let's see. Sagittarius, sixth house. We're talking work for Saggies. This is a work-oriented time. Now, it could be your health. Saggy, could be your health. The one thing I will say, if it is your health, Saggy, then it's your thighs. Sagittarius rules thighs, hips and thighs. So if it's your health, I want you to be careful about your hips and thighs. That could be like over exercising, running too much, walking too much, doing too much. That might hurt your hips and thighs. Be aware of that. I don't know why I have to tell you that message. It's important. Also, it's a new moon, and we're talking Taurus. So I just want you to be aware of, again, that sense of fairness at work. I'm saying agreed at work. I don't know why I'm sensing that. Selfishness. Keep that hopefulness. That in the beginning, when I talked about hopefulness at 3 degrees of Taurus, keep that hopefulness in your work life. There might be a sense of not having that hopefulness in your work life right now. And that could be because of everything going on with COVID. And, some people are working home for the first time, their jobs are not cooperating with that. So they had to file bankruptcy. There are so many different stories going on when it comes to work right now. So Sagittarius might be affected by crazy work situations. Be aware of that, Saggy. That's really your message now. And also, like I said, watch your health, specifically the hips and the thighs and stuff like that. Make sure you stretch. And I heard something on the news. And now I know why I have to tell you this. So I heard something. Years ago they used to say, "Oh, stretch before you work out," and they would show people like doing these long stretches, like holding it for 4, 5, 6 minutes, or counts. They're saying don't do that. Do quick stretches, like uh, ooh, right, stuff like that. But you're not holding it like. They used to, you understand what I'm saying? Don't hold the stretches, but get them in. Okay. Do that with your hips and thighs. Okay. So quick lunges maybe, or something like that. But don't take a lunge and like hold it and stuff like that. I heard that could damage you. And with this happening in your sixth house and your health being ruled by hips and thighs, I want you to do everything you can to maintain that. Also, I'm thinking because a lot of people are home, and Saggies are the natural horse, the runners are half man, half horse, centaurs. You may not be out walking and running the way you're used to. You may not be able to go to the gym the way you used to, or whatever it was you were doing. So make sure you're still doing something. I recommend dance. Saggies are really known for dance, or Geminis, but Saggies are known for dance. And if you do that, make sure you stretch, right? So you don't mess up the hips and thighs, but at least get it in so you don't expand in the hips and thighs, because Taurus in the sixth house is going to make somebody expand in the hips and thighs. Just saying. Taurus is food. Taurus is greediness, and Taurus is food. And if you're not careful and not working those hips and thighs, they will grow and expand. Believe me. The next 2 weeks, you'll go from a size 8 to a size 14. I'm just saying, just be careful. Next, we got the sign of Capricorn. I've been trying to get to Capricorn. Like, I'm like just biding my time just so I can get to Capricorn, because I love you, my Capricorn brothers and sisters. And finally, we got it. It's all about us this time, Capricorn. It's in our 5th house. We got the love this time. We got the love. I hope I got the love. I'm hoping I get the love, right? But it's the 5th house. That's our children. Some Capricorns are experiencing love and romance, or will, hopefully, over the next 2 weeks. Some Capricorns are dealing with things with their children. Some Capricorns have the ability to take chances. Risk taking is possible with this fifth house. Gambling. Go out and gamble. You got 2 weeks. I would play the lotto every freaking day. If not the lotto, then go into PHC. What is it? The Home Shopper, not Home Shopper. Publishers Clearinghouse. You guys, I'm not kidding. It's the fifth house. You better take advantage of that. Don't come around every day. This is 2 weeks of luck. Take advantage of said luck. Okay, I kid you not. Caps, really, this is it. I mean, wow, go for it. Okay, play the lotto if you can every day. Play the Publishers Clearinghouse every day. Yeah, if you got a business, launch that business, or expand that business, whatever it is. Caps, I'm telling you, go for the gusto. And this is a great time for entrepreneurs. The fifth house also rules entrepreneurship. So if you are an entrepreneur, please be sure to put in all of your effort. Now, this is it. I'm telling you, that trine is a great trine. So, take advantage of it. And it's the fifth house. But love, romance, dating, all things that are fun, dancing, kissing, hugging, squeezing, all the sweet, fun things of love. Those are all possible now. Now, it may be a little different because it's the time of COVID. So I want you to be extra careful. It's not the time to go out willy-nilly and taking advantage of the opportunity to catch women at home or something of that nature. Don't do that. Because first of all, you go from one to the next, you're spreading it. Concentrate on the one that you really want to be with. Be serious, Capricorn. Stop playing. I know you want to be a player. Stop. You don't need to be a player, Capricorn. You ain't no player. I don't know what you're up to. Oh, trying to juggle and stuff. See, why do I keep thinking of songs? Now I keep thinking, I don't be a player no more. I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. Big Punisher. I don't know why. Don't get me started. Singing Big Pun. Anyway, you guys, also, it could be me. It could be children. I think for some Capricorns, because Capricorns are really serious minded. We're business. It's usually for us, it's probably business or children. And so if you're at home, you're probably home with the kids. You got to work at home. You got the kids at home. It's probably that. I'm just saying. But I mean, for some lucky caps out there, Borica, Mona, Borica. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, this is happening in your fourth house. This is home and family. This is your home. You're another one that you might be dealing with children and the responsibility of being a mother or father or having children in the home, making sure the children are safe and secure, and that the home is safe and secure, that type of thing. Fourth house is family-oriented home. You could be dealing with your, say, mother or the mother of your children or something of that nature. But it's usually home life. It's home life. And security, stability, things that are tradition. So maybe, establishing like your fortress, your headquarters, like your home base, that type of thing. This would be the good time to do that. The other thing I want to mention to Aquarius is that Taurus is naturally square Aquarius. So there could be friction at the home. Squares tend to go, they make tension. And so I sense that there could be some tension in your home. Be aware of that and watch out for that. There's been an increase in violence in the home, domestic abuse and things of that nature during this time of COVID. So be aware of that. Make sure that's not something that's happening in your family life, right? So protect yourself. Taurus is stable usually, and it's very family, more so than not. I just see a lot of cooking and eating and cleaning and just taking care of the family, that type of thing. It's a very family oriented and food oriented placement for it to be. So most likely that's what's going on there. Up next, we have Pisces, and Pisces, it's happening in your third house. Some Pisces are getting a new lease on life, like communicating what they want. Like out of the blue, they feel like, okay, I'm going to communicate my wants, my needs, and my desires succinctly so that people know what the heck I want. And Pisces, I'm telling you right now, this is what you should be doing, is just, over the next couple of weeks, if you want something, if you've got a desire or something you have to say, you open up your mouth and you say it. Okay? People can't read your mind, Pisces. And I know some Pisces are psychic, and so they think other people are psychic too. But no, this is a time that you open up your mouth, you talk, you communicate, and you share whatever this is on, like if you've got something that's really bothering you, don't hold that inside, Pisces. Let it out. Let it out. Talk about it. This is especially true if we're dealing with, say, neighbors, because the third house does rule, like, say, neighbors, neighborhoods, your community. If you're dealing with family members, like brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and nephews and nieces and cousins, all of that. Yeah. You might even find that, I think some Pisces anyway, might find that they suddenly have like family members, air quotes, family members in their home because of maybe people didn't have enough money for rent, or they lost their jobs, or they ran out of food or toilet paper or whatever. And, Pisces, I hate to say this, but people tend to come to you and you're like, Glenda the Good Witch. People know that. So you might find that you've got people coming to you for help and advice and rides. I see people coming to you for rides. Communication, third house, car. People coming to you for rides. Like, I need a ride to here. I need a ride there. I'll give you $20. Something like that. I see a lot of that happening for Pisces. The most important thing, Pisces, I think, is that just remember this is a new lease like a new lease on life for you to communicate. Some Pisces might be opening up their mouth and communicating from their hearts, like for the first time in a while. So the one thing I will say, Pisces, is be cautious and watch out for being stubborn in your communication, because wherever this this Taurus is falling, it's indicating stubbornness. So, and some sensuality. So in your case, I would be careful about being stubborn in my communications with my neighbors and the people in my home and around my family members and all that kind of stuff. Okay. But keep hope alive, keep talking with people, write things out, get a journal. Talk about what your passions are. Talk about what you really want. Wants are big when it comes to Taurus. So write down what you really want. Okay. And then go about pursuing it. Okay. All right. So finally, we've got the sign of Aries. Aries, well, it's happening in your money house. Oh, Aries, you got some money. You got the money coming. Okay, anyway, I had to say that because, first of all, I got my progressive ascendant in Aries. Give me the money. Oh, Aries, give me the money. Okay, let me stop. Aries money. I'm telling you, it's second house. It's possessions. It's money though. It's what you got. Now, some Aries, how this might be working out is you're the ones that are stocking up all the toilet paper. I'm sorry. I am punchy tonight. As you can see, my little fat face, I've eaten so much. And that's the thing with second house, Aries. I got my little ascendant Aries. Did you see my little fat face? I bet you guys have been hoarding food and everything. All Taurus and second house. You guys, look. I can see Aries out there buying all kinds of stuff. Aries, I know you're shopping. I can feel it in my bones. I don't even know who you are, but I know you're shopping right now. You didn't went and bought something today, I bet it. First of all, Aries, try not to break the bank, okay? You don't need the toys and you don't need the extra toilet paper. You don't. But the urge to stock up on this stuff is going to be great. And to have things and stuff and goodies and extras and all kinds of stuff. I'm so upset that this is making my teeth look brown because of the background, but you guys know what I'm talking about. All the stuff. Aries are very stuff oriented right now. I wouldn't even be surprised if some Aries went out and got a brand new car or boat or a, you know, I don't know, like a RV or something. Like, let's get an RV. We could travel the world. We could stay in the house. I don't like. I'm just thinking some Aries are, you know, looking at making purchases, or at least stocking up on stuff. That could just be getting things from everywhere and stocking up on it, hoarding. Don't, you know, watch out for hoarding. You're going to have a big, I think some Aries are hoarding. I think some Aries have an urge to hoard. So I'm telling you now that, you know, fight the urge, fight the power, Aries, over the next few weeks to hoard, because I think it's going to hit you hard. I don't know why. Some Aries, I just see Aries out there with all the cars stocked up with all kind of food stuff. Don't need all that, Aries. I'm just saying. Anyway, you guys, I've been punchy and I'm silly, but I did it anyway because, well, I'm a double Capricorn. It's falling in my 5th house. Everything's funny to me right now. Everything. Everything is, and I feel it. Like, I'm trying to be serious, but everything. I made a joke about everything because that's just the way I am right now. That's what happens when you got Jupiter sitting in the 1st house and the sun and the moon sitting in your 5th house. What? I'm serious. Okay, let me get serious. Okay, I'm gonna find a better song than I had before, and then I'll play. These are all licensed music that I own, so no one better mess with me with these songs. So let me see if I can find a song, because I went and organized. I thought I was organizing songs last night, and I thought, oh, I found some really great songs. And then when I came back, I realized I ain't found nothing at all that I really. Let me see if I can find something. I just wanted, because here I've got something called Space Crystals. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this one. Maybe this one will sound good. Let me see. What does it sound like? These are all supposed to be like, this is too soft. You hear this mess? It's pretty. I'm much more oof than that, right? I gotta have something with more power than that. It sounds like Lords of Leaping. I'm trying not to be ignorant. Sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta put something else on. Okay. I already know that I need something a little bit more, with a little bit more fire and desire in it. So let's see what I've got here that seems like it's got more something. I got a couple of things here. Let's see, what's this? What's this here? That is way. Okay, we're just gonna end with this. This sounds better to me already. Okay, you guys, this has been Adrienne, Capricorntigress of Astrology, a look inside, and it has been my pleasure and my honor to come here tonight and to talk to you guys about where the planets are in the night sky, talk about the new moon and sun and whatever in Taurus. And I will do card readings. I promised them I will do them. But do check out the romance readings that I uploaded tonight earlier from last week, because they're good for 2 weeks. So go ahead and read them. It was supposed to be for the new moon anyway. See, that was a Quentin Tarantino moment. I knew I had to do that. Anyway, you guys, I'm out of here. I'm leaving with my crazy music. Blessings to everybody. Thank you. And I'm going to throw my kiss. Bye, guys. Oh, and if you haven't done it, be sure to like and share the videos. Like and share the videos. And subscribe to the channel. And then if you haven't done it yet, go by the website, astrologyalookinside.com. That's astrologyalookinside.com, and subscribe there. And while you're there, hit the donation button. I take donations all day, y'all. And if you want to get a professional reading, go by the shop and get a professional reading there. Or if you don't want to go through the shop, just go to the order page. We got a drop down with all the top order readings there. Go there, donate button there, hit astrologyalookinside.com/order. And you can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/astrologyalookinside, and Instagram at astrologyalookinside, and even TikTok at astrologyalookinside. Anyway, I'm out of here. Blessings, you guys. Love to everybody. Bye.